Well, I think I would just say that they've gone to any degree to try to silence anybody who's tried to expose any of this in any way. Namely, the four of us from NSA, Kirk Wiebe, Ed Lewis, Tom Drake, and myself, who tried to discuss this internally with the Congress, as well as members of the Inspector General's office in the Department of Defense and the Department of Justice. And when we did that, why they came at us with everything they had in terms of the FBI pointing guns at us, and also having the DOJ try to indict us on false charges several times, three times. In fact, from between 2007 and 2009, the end of 2009, they attempted three times to do that. All of which we were able to stop because we had evidence that showed what they were doing, and so they stopped it. Finally, at one point, the last time they said it, that our lawyers, we had a lawyer at the time, he came out and said that he'd been informed by the Department of Justice they were going to indict us on a charge of conspiracy. And so we of course, I had the evidence for malicious prosecution of that case, so I called up Tom Drake and I told him I knew his phone was tapped by the FBI. So I wanted to make it clear what I was going to do if they did that. And so I read all that information that I had accumulated on evidence of malicious prosecution over the phone to Tom, and I said, make sure your lawyers know about this because we can use this when we go into court. And so that was the end of that conspiracy charge. And the next month later, we got letters of immunity from the same Department of Justice that had tried to fabricate charges to put us in jail.
So this is William Binney. He said the Department of Justice had fabricated charges to get them locked up. And he had information that helped them get immunity from the same Department of Justice that was going to lock them up on fabricated charges. They was going to lock these men up on fabricated charges, the Department of Justice. So for anybody who would think, why would the Department of Justice be doing this? Or why would the FBI be doing this? Or why would these people be doing this to you for? I mean, they did it to him. They did it to him. And he worked for the government. He worked for the government. Now, civilians who again put in programs and operations, again, remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation, they using the same kind of weapons they using on targeted individuals on him now. If you do not know who this man is, this is William Binney. You can look him up. You can look him up. He validated. He used to work for the NSA. The same Department of Justice that you all know fabricated charges to get him locked up. That he just said out his own mouth, so I ain't making it up. Fabricated charges. And a month later, they gave him immunity on the same charges because he had information. Had he not had information, they was going to lock this man up on false charges. Your government, man. So why would your government be doing this to people? If everything was in secrecy, it's crazy, man. Cool world.